So the New York Jets spent this entire week celebrating their win over the Texans, talking about Pro Bowls and promoting all the Aaron Rodgers stuff and hyping everything up and kind of pinning everything to this must-win game on Sunday versus the Dolphins, right? Keep in mind, they lost 5 games prior to that, so they're only 5-8, but whatever. Let's not let the numbers get in the way here. Let's talk about how all the momentum going into this game. Big game from Zach Wilson. He's going to let it rip. The offense is finally clicking. People are finally figuring things out. Week 14, week 15, whatever it is, we'll play the game with you, right? So you must-win game against the Dolphins and then you see the injury report. No Tyreek Hill. What's that? Xavier Howard was out. Holland's out. The Jets had some injuries too. They had to start Billy Turner, but even the injury report was favorable. Like, you know what? This should be a very good, close, competitive game. Maybe the Jets find a way to scratch and claw and pull this one out and make things very, very interesting for Christmas Eve. Well, the same old Jets came back out and showed us who they truly are. The same team that lost 5 in a row came back out today in one of the worst losses in Robert Saleh's career, which is saying a lot. He's lost a lot while he's been here. A lot. Enough that in any other year, this entire staff would be fired. All of them. As fans, it'd be a fait accompli. Like, hey, man, there's no way this staff's coming back. It's impossible. 3 years of this? The first year we understood, but 2 years back, last year he lost how many games in a row? With this 6 in a row to end the season? And this year it's going to be just as bad. But just because Aaron Rodgers is coming back, everything is fine. It's not fine. It's not. You look at the offensive line first and foremost. Today was embarrassing. They didn't know they didn't know how to block. They didn't know where they were going. They didn't know their assignments. There was no communication. It was like they didn't even practice this week. I want to know what they didn't practice. It doesn't make any sense. Then you look at the play calling. How is Garrett Wilson not your featured target? Like, he's your best player easily on offense, aside from Breece Hall. He's not getting any targets. The offensive line can't block. They have Zach dropping back. God knows how far he's dropping back. No quick passes, nothing. Run, third and long pass. Recipe for failure. And if we're being honest, we knew when Zach Wilson fumbled on the 1-yard line, the game was over. That was it. That sucked a lot. You just knew. This is going to be one of these Jet games where they are not going to show up. This is a game where the Jets had 4 fucking yards at halftime. 4 yards. You can literally fall down 3 times to get more than 4 yards. They couldn't even get 4 yards. More than 4 yards at halftime. And they ended the game with like 103. Sacked 6 times. It was a bona fide mess. To the point where you have Garrett Wilson on the sideline talking to freaking Aaron Rodgers. You can see he's venting. When the going is good with Saleh, he is there dancing on the sideline with his team, all this other stuff. When the going is bad, he's sitting with a blank stare in his face like this. How about you get off your fucking arms over there and go talk to your offensive line who can't block a soul? Or how about you go talk to somebody else and get off the sideline and be a part of your team and figure shit out and make adjustments? Your season is on the line. The same way it was last year in the Jaguar game. Remember that game, that Thursday night game, they didn't show up? Or they went out to Seattle, didn't show up there? All the big games, team didn't show up. Big game today, team didn't show up. That's on the coach. A good portion of today is on coaching. Zach wasn't good, but he was running for his life. And then they had the Zach thing. So we stream during the game, so you can't see everything. You can only go by what the chat is telling us and what the TV tells us, right? So at first, Zach Wilson, at the end of the second quarter, he left the game because of dehydration. They come out from half, and then it was still a dehydration issue. Then it went to a neck injury. Then it went to he's in concussion protocol. What in the hell are we doing here? Like, I thought he had a concussion when he got sacked, the first sack, where he fumbled the ball. He took a huge hit. Like, the Jets can't handle injuries right. I don't know, man. This is something else here, where you're looking at this team, and they literally have more questions than answers on so many facets of the team. They have a very good defense, and people are going to criticize the defense. The offense literally gave them 10 points. You had the Zach fumble, and then you have this fake punt, which to me, I'm like, just punt the ball, pin them deep, and see what your defense could do. They go for a fake punt, which was terribly executed. Give the Dolphins the ball on the 40-yard line, and boom, there you go, 10-0, right? And then it just all steamrolled from there. Because then it was like, Quinton Williams gets a big sack, does the Waddle little dance. Sure as shit, 10 minutes later, Jalen Waddle, huge touchdown pass for, huge touchdown reception. And then you're like, well, there goes that. It's just, if it could go wrong, it is going wrong. And there's nothing else the rest of the season's a waste. Like, you watch it. Obviously, at this point, you're looking for draft picks. I don't care about, there's no, I don't know where to go from here. Like, I have a really hard time saying that the return of Aaron Rodgers is going to offset terrible offensive line play, terrible offensive line coaching, very, very questionable play calling. And you need playmakers too. So now you're going to trust Joe Douglas with a top 10 pick and all this money and a complete sell your soul year to resurrect things. That's exactly what you're doing. And praying that Rodgers can really save your job. That's never a good plan. And who the hell is going to want to come here in that? When you know the coach is on the hot seat, general manager's on the hot seat, and Aaron Rodgers, for the most part, is probably going to be gone after next year. I'm not buying this he wants to play for 3 more years, shit. I mean, he's got to be sitting there now and be like, do I really want to come back next year? He can go to a darkness retreat and be like, you know what? The darkness is probably better than playing for the Jets. Man, it is crazy that we're here again. And it's so funny how the team handles themselves. They lose 5 in a row. They win 1 game. They're celebrating all over social media, giving the Houston Texans an L and being all this bravado. And you thoroughly embarrass yourself against the Dolphins. And now it's like, what? Now you just can kind of go hide in your corner, have Saleh talk in circles. Woody Johnson won't face the media. Joe Douglas won't face the media. Nobody's going to care. Another year, no playoffs, man. Another year, it is over. And you go into the offseason, and I just can't buy into this blueprint. I can't. And if there's a guy like Harbaugh available or a prominent head coach, I make a play for him. And if Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to play for him, sorry, dude, because it's bigger than him at this point. It's bigger than Rodgers. This is an organizational concern. I genuinely don't think him coming back warrants the Jets being considered a top 5 team in the AFC. There are so many things that have to change here. And a large part of this is the leadership, the direction, and the accountability with this team, especially on offense. And I don't believe in any of it. So that's it. If I don't talk to you guys, we will stream tomorrow night. And we're going to stream the game next Sunday, Christmas Eve. But we don't talk to you guys. Have a great Christmas. Obviously, an excellent New Year. And that's it.